took a while, but I finally did it. I saw Captain Marvel this past weekend. And let me tell you, it was great. I had a great time watching it. It was another great addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There's this thing that's been going around, and it's starting to irk me a little bit. What's irking me is that people, or the general audience, or maybe the general fan base of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, seems to expect each particular film to be on equal par with each other. Like everything is supposed to be that amazing, and that ooh, and that ah. But the truth of the matter is that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. It really doesn't. Last year, around this time, Black Panther came out. And it was an amazing movie. And it psyched all of us up to get ready for Avengers Infinity War. And Avengers Infinity War did not disappoint. It was huge blockbuster. This year, Captain Marvel is setting us up for Avengers Endgame. Now remember, in Captain Marvel, we see the story of this girl. She's on a planet somewhere, and she's part of this team, and they're fighting this race of people called the Skrulls. And what I loved about this movie is that in the beginning, you think the Skrulls are the bad guys. And then it turns out to be quite a different twist as the story progresses. We learn about who she is. We learn about who the Skrulls are. We learn about, some interesting connections. There's a couple of connections in this film to the other films in the Marvel Universe. And let's not forget those post-credit scenes. Hey, if you haven't seen this yet, you sit back down. And you wait to see those post-credit scenes. There's one right after the initial credits that it looks all pretty and cool with the fancy words. And there's one all the way at the end, right before the lights go on in the theater. The movie takes place in the mid-90s. We see a younger Nick Fury who is, part of S.H.I.E.L.D. S.H.I.E.L.D. is not what we kind of see it become later on in the other films. But we see how Nick Fury pretty much gets his experience. His first encounter with alien life form was through him befriending Captain Marvel, and how her and him kind of like worked together to try to fix the problem. And it was a big problem. I loved how the story gelled together. I loved how the characters were so great. All of them I found interesting. Again, a lot of people didn't like this movie so much, but it wasn't as good. You can't compare it to its own story. Here's the thing: when a movie that's part of a bigger universe or can stand out on its own, don't judge it based on the other films. It has its own role to play in the bigger picture. And as we saw towards the end of the movie, at the end of the movie, you see that. Oh no, Endgame coming up in late April. Get ready for that. This is gonna be the big one. I'm telling you, I love these movies the way they're coming out. She found herself. She learned about who she was in this film. I don't want to give too much away because the movie is still generally young in the theaters. So I'm not really giving that much. But I will say this. And I'm going to consider this a spoiler warning for Avengers Endgame. I think I kind of figured out what they're going to do. It's quite simple. Captain Marvel and the rest of the Avengers are going to go find Thanos. They're going to kick his butt. They're going to take the time stone from him. They don't even need the other stones. They don't need it. Just the time stone. And use that to go back in time before he did the snap and then kill him. Problem solved. That's it. Now, if it turns out to be like that, I'm sorry if I gave it away. I'm just making this up in my head because that seems to be the most plausible, simplest solution. Here's another thing about that, though. If I have to be so direct, if that was to be the case, who would operate the time stone? Dr. Strange turned into dust. The answer is simple. His friend, the other dude that's part of that in charge of the temple thingy, and I forgot his name. You know who I'm talking about. Anyway, that's a side note. Because I really believe in my heart of hearts that's what's going to happen. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If it goes about another way, we all know that they all come back. They've already announced a Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and we saw the preview to Spider-Man Homecoming, due out in July. It's going to be all good, people. It's going to be all good. That little heartbreak that we felt at the end of Infinity War, when we left the theater all depressed and everything, that's going to go away. It's going to go away. And Captain Marvel, her powers. You know what I loved about this? Her powers were limited. She was already powerful enough, but they were limited by the people that were kind of like holding her down. It's one of these kind of don't let anybody hold you and limit you. Like, let go and release. She released, finally. And when it came to that point, she was unstoppable. She was unbeatable. Let me tell you something. Thanos is in trouble. If she has to come up against Thanos, that's gonna be a fight. I'm so excited to see that, man. That's gonna be amazing. Again, people think that the movie wasn't that good. Some people even dare say it sucked. That's okay. Everybody's got their view on it. You know, this is what I think about it. So here's my rating. I'm gonna give Captain Marvel 3 moons going around a strange planet. It has its perfect place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's gonna carry it into other places. And you know what? I really hope they make another movie just about Captain Marvel, about what she's gonna do. Or should I say Captain Marvel? Tomato, tomato. What are your thoughts about Captain Marvel? Talk to me. Comment below and share with me what you think about this next and this latest addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm talking about Captain Marvel. This is Ralph Perez from Strange Planet. Take care.